The creator of Thomas the Tank Engine has hit out at the American makers of its new remake, claiming it's been, quotes, tarnished and that it's lost its magic.
It's Britt Allcroft, who brought the original Thomas and Friends to our screens, says there's only one Thomas and he doesn't want to be reimagined. So what do you think about the latest update to the programme? Let's have a quick look at how things have changed. Right. There's a bit of a difference there.
There's a bit of a difference there. So what do you make of that? Commentator Lewis Oakley thinks this is a natural modernisation needed to keep up with the competition.
But broadcaster Clare Muldoon says we need to stop with Thomas the woke train and bring back the fat controller. Thank you both for joining us. Claire.
Bring back the fat controller.
How bad really is it?
Well, it's not bad at all. And who gives anyone the right to rewrite books? Who gives anyone the right to change history? Who gives anyone the right to change the way of the world as it was and it worked? Why change it?
Have you read any of the Reverend W. Awdry's Thomas the Tank Engine originals?
Well, yes.
I have.
Yes, because my son's called Thomas. He's
right.
now 19.
They are so dull. They are so dull. Thomas the Tank Engine original TV version looks like a slasher pick by comparison. Everything's going on there. And
yes.
now, and this, that was so the TV version updated the books. It modernised them. It made them interesting. This is what's happening again.
Why change something that's worked? Why change something that's helped everyone, from boys, girls, mums, dads, to settle children, to allow them to play, to allow them to identify, and to allow them to, you know, just enjoy it?
Have you not seen Chuggington? Because I think
No.
the creators of Thomas the Tank Engine have.
I was of the era when I had Captain Pugwash, and some of the names we had then went right over my head as a kid. Why try and institutionalise children to the ways of the current world that might not be the ways of the current world of the future?
Oh, right. Well, Lewis, does Claire have a point?
No, my kids absolutely love it. You know, it is different than what we had back in the day. Fair enough. But when I saw the new Thomas and my kids were watching it, of course I had that moment where it's like, oh, the model trains, it's gone. But you know what? They don't know any different. And the truth is, they need to compete. You know, if you're a TV show now, you've got TikTok to compete with, YouTube to compete with. It's faster. It's more colourful. The kids are not going to be entertained by some model trains getting into trouble.
We're not talking about entertaining children at this point. We're talking about the reality of changing literature, because that's what it is, like it or not, changing culture to make it woke, to make it all right, just for the sake of it.
It's not woke to add a few more female characters, a few more trains from around the world.
Lewis, it's not
that woke.
Look, it's the tip of the iceberg, and it's not just the Thomas environment here. We had the argument of Roald Dahl just last week. We had and bullies, and we have to strip this right back and talk about the best for children, because that's ultimately what it's for. It's not for, they're not in the TikTok generation. I'm talking about the pre-7s here, the pre-5s. These are beautiful young gifts of life that need to be nurtured, that need to be cajoled. Why change it to make it of the wrongs and the wrongs of the world? We can't just currently change things just to make it woke, just to make it right, just to make it right for everybody.
But what I'm saying is it's not woke. Have you seen it? I was watching it this morning with my kids, as we do most mornings.
But it's not just the Thomas argument, Lewis, though.
Go on, Lewis.
But what we're talking about right here is the Thomas argument. Has Thomas the Tank gone woke? I would say no, it hasn't. I'd say it's had to change with the times. It's had to be updated. Is it really woke to include a few more diverse characters that our kids are going to see in their everyday life? I would say not. Thomas isn't coming on.
I know the acid test for this, Lewis. Where do you stand on the fat controller? Should he go or should he stay?
Well, I think he's gone, but I didn't have a problem with the fat controller. It was fine.
But they still got rid of him.
Yeah,
I think that tells a tale.
Exactly.
Lewis, I think the wider point, Lewis, is, are you nervous that there has been a kind of cultural creep into our children's TV programmes that are maybe changing them for the worse, not the better?
I think all of the old episodes from the 90s are still on YouTube if you're really that bothered. Parents should not be relying on TV shows to nurture their children. You teach them the morals. These TV shows should be there to give you half an hour to get the dinner done. If you're relying on them to teach your children about the world,
Lewis,
there
for
we
time,
go.
we have to leave it there. I am so sorry. Lewis with a big thumbs up for the new Thomas the Tank Engine, and Claire, very much a thumbs down. Thank you both so much for being in the studio. Let us know what you think too.